Hi everyone. Let me continue this little project and give you news that making headlines in Russian media outlets for this moment in Russia. Now it's 9:42 in the morning, 3rd of June. So let's go and see what kind of news is in top of Russian media outlets. First of all, I will ask you to consider to subscribe on my channel and push that like button because that way you will support this channel, obviously, and give me a smile. Let's say that way. And secondly, I mean, if you see here, since I start English language videos, since I start making English language videos, I mean, you can see first two videos here had like few tens of views. Then there was 500, then 1,000, and more than 1,000, and then I don't know what happened. Maybe it's algorithm of YouTube, or I just don't understand. And then views are less and less. I mean, so difference between 1,000 and let's say 50 views are quite huge. So it's hard for me to believe that this is that's how it's supposed to be, anyhow, I will continue to do these videos as long as I feel that it does make sense for me, because at least I can practice some English, and in my understanding, as long if I'm keep doing these videos, language will improve. And secondly, I mean, I do believe that there is some people in the world like you, who has some interest in to want to know how we see in Russia developing stories and processes that are making headlines all around the world, not just in Russia. So yet again, I mean, if it's not too hard for you, please consider to subscribe and push that like button and share this video or any other video on my channel. Okay, now let's do some news summary. First site that I open is TASS news agency's site. So here we have news that let me start from here. Governor of Kursk Oblast in Russia said that Russian air defense systems bring down 2 Ukrainian drones near Kursk, near city of Kursk. As I understand, past night Ukrainians did Zelensky's Nazi regime was quite active to attack Russian territories, because I mean, you can see here that 2 drones were shot down and close to Kursk city. There is news that Ukrainian artillery shelled Belgorod city in Russia, and three civilians died as a result. More than few tens of people are injured, and around 50 houses are damaged or entirely destroyed, uninhabitable, let's say that way, for security reasons. So from military point of view, I mean, these actions don't really do any good to Ukraine, to Zelensky's Nazi regime, because I mean, shelling civilians, it's just war crime, and that's it. I mean, I do understand. I do see logic in stuff when one of the sides in war are opening direct fire to military installations, and then some missile or shell will just miss target and hit civilian infrastructure. That's unfortunate, that's tragic, of course, but at least in this case you have you know that militaries were aiming on a military target. But you know what Zelensky's Nazi regime does for last 8 years, they're just directly shelling civilians, man. Just directly shelling civilians. That's how they killed more than 14,000 people in Donbass region for the last 8 years, man. You're not gonna see this information in Western media, but you know this is true. For 8 years they were shelling Donbass almost every day and killing civilians, and they are continuing. I mean, there is no point to shell Belgorod, man. Civilian areas, but they do that. Russia will retaliate, of course, and I'm quite sure that Russia already did retaliate, and areas that these drones were operated, or these artillery batteries that open fire towards Belgorod, will already destroyed, but no one gonna return life to people that died, and no one gonna give health to tens of people that are injured. This is tragic, man. So that's main topics for this morning. Here you have head of Chechen Republic of Russia saying that Ramzan Kadyrov saying that Russian forces did liberate Lisichansk from Zelensky's Nazi regime. So probably, if not entirely, Lisichansk is under control of Russian forces. At least Russian army had maintained operative control on entire area of the city, because Kadyrov he's quite active in media sphere, let's say that way, and almost always, whenever he said that this area or that area is liberated from Zelensky's Nazi regime, eventually that will, you know, you know, that will end up being true. So it is what it is. Kadyrov saying that Lisichansk is liberated. So in that case, we may say that Russian forces and militia of Lugansk People's Republic did recapture entire territory of the republic from Ukrainians, from Zelensky's Nazi regime, because I don't want to make some similarities between Zelensky's Nazi regime and Ukrainians, because they're different, absolutely different. Because Ukrainians are ordinary Ukrainians are hostages of Zelensky's regime, and that's it. So let's see what else makes news here. You can see that CBS, U.S. media corporation, had CBS is saying that Russian ruble is the strongest currency in the world for 2022, and it is some true in this statement, because the ruble is much stronger now that it was before start of the Russian special military operation in Ukraine. I hope ruble will become even stronger. Let's say around 30 to 35 ruble for a dollar. But for now, it's still quite strong. We can see here current course, that's 53.77 for $1, 56.36 for €1. And this is oil price. On Brent, 109.49. So yeah, what else, man? Probably you are aware that there is some developments in Uzbekistan Republic. There were some protests, and government forces did crack down these protests heavy-handedly, and there are some reports that many people are killed and injured during this crackdown on protesters. But it does need some time to have a full picture to understand what is really going on. Basically, as I understand, the Uzbekistan government wanted to make law that change constitution and dissolve rights of autonomy for independence. And that's it seems like that was a reason that was used by protesters, used by leaders of protests to start some to provoke these protests. Let's say this way. But it again, I need some more news to to have a full understanding of what is happening there. But I saw some videos, and in Karakalpakstan region, I may don't pronounce this correctly, there was some heavy crackdowns on protesters, man. And there are some casualties in there. So it's sad, of course. Yeah. News. No, probably this is it for now. It looks like Lisichansk is liberated. Zelensky's Nazi regime did shell Russian territory, and retaliation will definitely go ahead. And CBS is saying that ruble is the strongest currency in 2022. Of course, there's many different news, but for a quick summary, probably this is it for now. I hope you have a good day. Thank you for your time. Bye for now, and take care.